Hey, Blue Table fans, Sean here, and today we're going to be finishing up our Ultimate Tyranids army that I started, well over a month ago, I think. And so let's just dive right in. In this universe, we've got unlimited funds, and wouldn't that be nice? I would love that. So we're just going to get whatever we please. So let's start with the Tyranid Heirophant. And so this model is huge. It's the size of a puppy. Well, I guess that can mean lots of different things. But this is like a regular flying base down here, so you can get kind of an idea of scale. And let me tell you, it's rough going in to assemble one of these not knowing exactly what you're doing. My internet's a little slow. I have my boys with me, and they are using up all the bandwidth on Destiny. So good for them. I love it. Boy, if I had those games when I was a kid, I never would have come out of my room. So anyway, Heirophant Biotitan, and we've added 2 of these to our card. Now this is 250 gold British pounds, and right now the pound is it's $1.50 per pound. So you take this number, so if something were 100 pounds, it would cost about $150. Now, when the dollar's weak, it's about double. So a 100-pound thing would actually cost $200. And so let's go ahead and move on. Next up is a Scythed Hierodule, and this is actually a resin base that they provide. It's pre-textured. It's larger than a Valkyrie / flying base. And so but these guys are really cool. There's 2 different model types that use that same base. Oh, this did not load correctly. So this is the Barbed Hierodule. Let's go back to the main page so you can see it. So there's the Scythed Hierodule here, and then the Barbed Hierodule is this guy that shoots giant barb stranglers. So now the Heirophant Biotitan, by the way, you can buy them in an Overlord swarm, and this is 250 for the middle one and 100 each for the Hierodules. And so that'd be 450 pounds. So you actually save 50 pounds for each trio. So I would add 2 of those to my cart, just because having 2 Hierophants would be ridiculous. And let's see if we can find the picture of that. Okay, I'm not going to try and load new pictures. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Okay, this loaded up. That's nice. That's what that looks like. It's got a different head and different arms on him than the other one. So this one has 2 sets of these giant scything talons. And so let's go back to this one. This model is pretty huge. It's about 10 inches tall, and you can not put a base on it, but then what you're going to want to do is really pin these legs on, and I mean with 1/8 inch metal rod. Now the other way is to put a big round base, which can become unwieldy, but what you want to do is actually create like a doweling or a rod that connects the thorax to the base and basically holds up this center mass so the legs don't receive any pressure. Because what'll happen is if you make it so it's just like they have it here, the legs will actually slowly bend under the weight of the body if you have it in a display case. So you're welcome, world. The other way to do it is to create a small base under here and just use that as sort of a support for the entire model. And that's what I would do if I owned this model. Okay, so that way you don't have like this giant pie plate to move around the battlefield, because sometimes it's irregular. It's going to be like stepping over buildings, and it's not going to work so great. So you want it to be very wieldy. So far we've got 1 Heirodan and 1 Hierophant, 2 Hierophants, 2 Scythed Hierodules, 2 Barbed Hierodules. Let's keep going. We're actually going to look at almost every single thing in this section. The Dimacharon is a specialty piece, clocking in at right around $135, $140. And this is actually a very tall, intricate model. Really great in the game, a lot of fun to play, but really a weirdo. I mean, absolutely bizarre in both the way that it appears and also what it does in the game. So we're only going to get one of those. Ha, awesome. We're going to get 3 Stone Crusher Carnifexes with Wrecking Balls, and we're going to get the one with the cool claws on it. I've always wanted to make these claws, which you can't see very well here, but they're there, into sort of like a Slaneshi thing, because they have crab claws as a theme. That'd be really cool. Okay, so we're going to get 3 of those just for the sake of completeness. 4 Malanthropes. These are great in the game, and if I got 4 of them, I would bore out some of these sacks and like these little weird things it carries around. And that's actually where it stores its victims. So it'll like slurp somebody up and they'll end up like stored in these sacks for future experimentation. So this critter is really bizarre. And also if you applied a little bit of moderate heat here, you could turn this tail and kind of make them each their unique creation. So Malanthropes are great in the game. I've actually made a video on them and I highly recommend them. Actually, in a regular Tyranid army, if you're doing Tyranids, see if you can't get one of these bad boys from Forge World. They're definitely worth it. Next up, Mitotic Spore Sacks. Ah, my picture didn't load. I'm so embarrassed. This is the second time I've done this video, and like I said, my 2 wonderful sons are really sucking up the bandwidth here. Mitotic Spore Sacks. Let's go to the main page, see if we can see a picture of those. Let's keep going down. You've got the books. You definitely want to get Unfailion Project, which is a great book to have. Oh, here's how those Wrecker Claws look, so that might not be a bad thing to get. I'm not even going to bother with Sky Slasher Swarm. There's just really nothing of redeeming value there, even for the sake of completeness. So here's your Mitotic Spore Sacks. You get 3 for $30. I love these guys just to do Venom Thropes with them. They're fun to paint, great models, really cheap. They're on 40mm bases, by the way, and I love them. Same thing with Ripper Swarms. Well, actually, these are really cool. And then, let's see, did the other pictures load? Oh, they just didn't. Haha, that's what I get for not checking. That's what happens. That's what happens, Sean. So, Ripper Swarms, yeah, these are definitely better than the plastic ones because they really give the sort of feeling of, you know, this giant horde of Rippers and, you know, they're just going to eat everything in front of them. So, we are going to go ahead and we add these to cart without reloading the page. Well, anyway, and then there's Twin Link Devourers. This is a great upgrade. You really need it. But frankly, there's a lot of really much better conversions, notably, you know, the flesh boar hives. In fact, that's what I was going to add here. Flesh. Well, I could just ruin this video by having Google search on unsafe, right? So let's go ahead and move this to a new window. I will take this off screen before I do the search. Okay, let me give you something to look at here. There you go. You know, and I was looking at the cost of a Land Raider. I thought Land Raiders were costing like $105, but they're $75. And compared to other types of, you know, kits that are out there, GW puts out a really good product for the price, in my opinion. Okay, yeah, there's some really great pictures of this. So people are using the Flesh Borer hive that comes in the Turvagon kit as twin-linked devourers. Oh yeah, this is still loading. I forgot about the loading thing. Alright, well, you just need to look that up yourself. So guys, our cart is adding up to 2,518 pounds. So that's about $3,750 for your ultimate Tyranids army. Never mind the massive effort that awaits you for, you know, putting them together and painting them. It's huge. But of course, that's what BTP is here for. So I got to plug our services. We're experts at this. We're good at it. We've produced a lot of great armies and a lot of really epic armies. You know, this company is a legend. So, but if you're just a regular Joe and you want to spice things up with Forge World, you know what I would do? I'd get a Malanthrope. I'd get a set of these Mitotic Spore Sacks to stand in for my Venomthropes, unless I already had them. And if I wanted to get something larger, I would get a Scythe Hierodule, which is a melee monster, and also has a spray weapon. So that's going to be really good. Okay, I finally got a load on my flesh borer hives, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at those. Let me move them back in. Or I would just, you know, if you really want to go big, I would get a Heirophant, and that thing, I think it costs about 2,000 points. So, okay, that just went to full screen. For some reason, what is going on? Okay, it's not loading. Oh, there it is. Okay, good. So this is what those look like. They look like these red things here. They look really big on a Carnifex, but they actually look pretty good on like a Hive Tyrant for Twin Link Devourers. And hold on, here's a side. Let me see if I can get this side picture going. Thank goodness, because Sky, you don't have that safe search on. You never know what's going to pop up. So, okay. Yep, there you go. All right. Well, guys, thanks for tuning in. I really am looking forward to making a lot of these Mega Army, Ultimate Army videos. And the next one I'm going to do, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, is Tau. But I'm also going to do 2 different, like, more reasonable builds. Like, if someone were to want to start Tau, what would I advise them to get? All right, thanks for tuning in, and hopefully the audio quality is good. And also, I have been working on my speech, so hopefully I haven't said or, you know, said you know and like too much. All right, thanks for tuning in, and I hope you got your inspiration for the day.